Good morning, you guys. So I'm gonna see how many of y'all gonna show up in here. Um, I could not sleep, and because it was something on my mind, and so I am gonna be able to fall myself to sleep after I come on here and tell y'all the truth. Now, obviously, I don't have impulse control problems. Um, I don't have anything to hide, pretty much. And I know that I've been mentioning certain people's names, um, and possibly leading some of you guys to these people's channels, which is why they're posting things and trying to make things look like something. And so I say, let me come on here and talk about this. And this is sad when people are so morally bankrupt that a person has to continuously do this over and over and over again. This is the seventh year. I've had quite a few new subscribers. In the past month, I've been trying to rebuild my channel after Black people, my own people, try to destroy my channel, try to destroy my company, try to destroy my family, try to destroy me. And I said, let me come on here and talk to these people because, they think that there's these people, these trolls, which, they do spiritual work too. I've been dealing with them for years. When I first broke out on YouTube as a witch, they had actually started a smear campaign. I was a newbie and I wasn't exactly ready for how ruthless and immoral these people on this website can be. For you to take a mother and a child and try to pervert them is something that these people will forever be punished for. So this has been a spiritual battle that I've been in, that I win in my sleep even, but I had to come and speak about it this morning. And I know a lot of you guys know the truth, but to some of the newer people, do not go over to the other person and spend your money straight up and down, because you're going to end up going to ripoff.com, ripoffreport.com. Okay. And these people, they are so low vibratory that, they are already buried as far as I'm concerned. Okay. I got to go downstairs and get something off the printer real quick. So several years ago, when I started my company, I made the mistake of trying to make friends with people on this website. Big mistake. Big mistake. And you know what my mother always told me? Don't try to make friends with people because people will just stab you in the back. She used to always tell me that. Well, when it has something to do with a job or money, there's nothing wrong with making friends, but when it comes to a job situation, but for me, I was thinking, I don't know why, I've had to learn to not assume that everybody thinks like me. I had to learn to not assume that just because I'm intelligent and powerful enough to come on here and do my thing and not have to bother nobody, that other people are going to be the same way, because they're not. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, it's not like we all work for the same person, because we don't. Um, a lot of us out here, whether or not we're taking donations or if we have a website, uh, we're independent, we're entrepreneurs. So me thinking people think like me was a big mistake because they don't. And this may save some other people some worries and troubles. So I made the mistake of trying to become friends with people. And of course, people with the way that they think. Instead of those people allowing the friendship to happen, they had to tear it down in the most vile of ways. And so a lot of stuff happened, but there was this one time when I was in my townhome where I lived in Decatur, Georgia, and I was doing a live about um, twin flames, and I was also talking about fertility massages. And back then, I mean, they were trolling the hell out of me. Like these people, I was brand new. And I think that we had gotten on the subject of, because I can tell that these people's mother never really showed them love. And I've been saying that for years. That is the worst thing that you can do to a child is not show them love and not show them any affection. It creates such a horrible void inside of that child. Kids need to be hugged. They need to be told that you love them. They, you know what I'm saying? Kids need affection. So my son, who was like, oh, he was barely 2 at the time, and he was actually the original live that was up. You know, it might even still be up on this channel. I think I'm gonna go check and see if it's still up, the original one. Anyway, the original live, in the original live, I tell them, I'm talking to them about, you know, the importance of affection, you know, and also playing with your kids because it stimulates them. You know, when babies are babies, you know, you're supposed to massage their legs, you're supposed to rub their back, you're supposed to massage their head. You're well, not their soft spot, but you're supposed to stimulate your children, not sexually at all, but you're supposed to stimulate them, right? You know, obviously I'm a mother of 4, okay? And so randomly through the live I get trolled, and I will never forget this because the person comes in and they're like saying something crazy to me about parenting. And so I go, you know what? You have to play with your kids. You have to wrestle with them. And see, a lot of these boys, these confused boys that are in social media that did not have a father around, that's exactly what the subject was. The subject was recreating an environment for kids to get some kind of stimulation. So it was all about wrestling with Jacob. So I go and Jacob's laying on the bed. So I go and I wrestle with him probably for like maybe a minute or so. And I'm like, you know, just playing with him innocently, playing with him innocently. There was nothing perverted about it. It was nothing disgusting. It was nothing nasty. It was nothing like that. Okay. So he's actually laughing in the photograph. My son's actually laughing in the live because I'm tickling him. And I think I played with him for just a few seconds or maybe a few minutes. And so I ended the live. And then, like that night, or either it was the next day, the trolls had screenshotted a point where I was literally rolling over because I was holding my son up in there. I was rolling over. I was like holding him up in there. I was playing with him. Okay. And so they paused it and screenshotted it to make it look like I was straddling my son. Okay, this is how perverted these disgusting people are. They are absolutely disgusting people. Okay, absolutely disgusting people. So at the same time, I'm dealing with this older lady who was spiritually attacking me. I started getting spiritually attacked because she's an older lady that somehow got trolled. The trolls convinced her that she shall attack me, and it was totally ridiculous. So that next day, they call CPS on me, right? And it was obviously a bogus call. I never was concerned about it. The original live was still up, and I think it might still be up. I'm gonna go and look that up when I get off of here and see if it's still up now that I can see the title, because I didn't even remember the title. Okay. I'm pretty sure that that live is still up. I'm not sure though. I'm going to double check, but they call CPS on me, right? So CPS comes to the house and they're like, "Well, we had some people report this and the lady was just, she was so sweet and nice, and she was like, "I know these people are perverted." She was like, "I saw the original live." She was like, "I saw it, and good job, mama. You're a good mother. You know, we saw everything that happened, and we can clearly see that everything is okay." But they were concerned about us because there was like 50 different calls, and they knew something was up. They knew something was up. First of all, DFACs in 4 different counties since I moved to Georgia, they know what is going on with these people. Like, they've been watching from the beginning. Like, yeah, DFACs definitely watches my channel. They know me. They know how I am. And they know what's going on. They know the what's up on it. Okay. So she's like, "I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay, to just check out the home. You know, my son has never had one bruise on him. Never, ever, ever has there been any signs of abuse or neglect. And these people, ever since then, I don't know what was triggered in these people. Perhaps it was jealousy because they know I love my children. Perhaps it was jealousy that triggered these people. And they have been stalking and harassing me ever since. The reason why I'm telling y'all this story is because just recently, evidently, this perverted person is now having this other person upload those photos to make it look like something that it's not. And then also, they're lying a lot. They're telling a lot of lies. This person is not, it's not the truth. And in fact, I believe that it's probably public record. I used to live in Decatur when I first moved to Georgia. I lived in Decatur. These people would call CPS to my house. They would lie. They would lie and say that I was on methamphetamines. I've never been on drugs ever, ever in my life. I've only smoked marijuana. I've never been on any hard drugs ever in my life. Um, And so they've sent CPS to my house to try to get me to take a drug test and just all kind of weirdo stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's really disgusting because like there's been at least 2 or 3 different lives that I've done that these people have literally been so perverted that they, like, you can't make this stuff up how perverted these people are. They are obsessed with sex with children. I am not a pedophile. I do not molest my children, of course not. Never. But these people are so sick and twisted. And there were even times where I felt like somebody would bring up pedophilia just to throw off people's sexual hormones. Because pedophilia is disgusting. It's not even, a normal thinking person would not constantly be thinking about something like that, but they obviously do. But they were just like all around, like I feel like they use it as a control mechanism to like gross everybody out. So whoever it is clearly hates sex, but they're constantly talking about sex with children. And it's so weird because unless you're a pedophile, nobody wants to sit around and talk about that. And at the time, there was supposed to have been some connection with me and this guy. I hadn't even met this person, didn't know this person. I was kind of manipulated into thinking that his mother was abusing him, which I later apologized to that lady because there was a bunch of people that was calling me, telling lies to play us against each other. It was just an entire mess. It was an entire mess of just years and years of stupidity, CPS calls, swatting, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Now I could sit here and say I regret ever coming to YouTube, but I don't, because it's been rewarding. It's not that I'm throwing my family under the bus for money, but I have the right to be here to advertise my company. These people don't have the right to do this, and this has been something that they have consistently been doing for years. Now, for some reason, which I believe it's the same people. Just to add to the story, when I first moved to Georgia, my mother, when she was alive back then, she was not cool with me moving to Georgia. She did not want me to leave because I guess she calls that love. I feel like that's like, I'm not your husband. I'm not like, what's going on here? Okay. So your children have every right to live in a different state from you. Like, it was really weird. But a lot of them were claiming that they've spoken to my mother. And for years, I was actually angry at my mother because I thought that my mother had talked to these people. Come to find out, I look at the video where supposedly my mother is in the video, and I didn't hear my mother not once. Now, maybe I just skipped through it, or maybe she was only on there for like 2 seconds, or maybe that video got removed or something. I don't know if it was a different video. The point is that I was 36 years old. I have every right to move away. Then there was these two characters, whose names I'm not going to mention, these two Caucasian ladies from Kansas City. One of them I knew, the other one I didn't. One of them that I didn't know, I could tell that she was particularly mentally ill. This lady is still stalking me and encouraging this, even though she knows the truth. You don't play around with people's lives like that. You don't play around with people's reputations like that. So I already know. I'm already knowing that these people are going to get theirs. And, if I were lying or if I were guilty, done to clear the air throughout the years would have ever worked. Keep in mind, this was in 2016. So this was several years ago almost. Okay, this was several years almost ago that all of this happened. And and it has just been one disgusting act of vile activity from these people after another. And I think it's very perverted, number one, because you will hear them speak as though they're trying to control me, and y'all know I cannot be controlled. In fact, my mother used to call me wild child. I can't be controlled. Controlled for what? I have good sense. I don't need nobody to control me. Like, what does that even mean? I'm usually minding my own business. So this has been years and years and years of these people obviously entertaining very sick people. Also, to add to it, it's a selective group of people that don't like Black women. Okay, they don't like Black women. for some reason. So they felt like, we don't care. We're just going to do this to you, and we don't care about what the consequences is. So it has been literally a full out war, several years of these same people doing the same thing. Doing the same thing. My family has literally been terrorized by these people for years. Now, I personally think the reason why they don't want, and they're trying to do spiritual work to stop the law from getting involved, but they will, because that's too long. Even if they were going by biblical standards, after the 6th year, you got to free the so-called supposed slaves, even though I'm not their slave. You're supposed to free the slaves after the 7th year, 6th year. Okay. But I think because they don't actually get what they want out of it, which is ultimately, I guess, to destroy me. These people don't even know me. It's sad for them, because I can promise you that my spirits will not let these people do any harm to me. They're just not going to let them do it. Okay, but this has been years and years and years of this crap. And what they do is they bounce from male to male doing the same thing. And it's just been like years and years of this crap. Okay, they have infiltrated certain situations that they should have never touched. I feel like the things that they have done could have led to people contracting deadly diseases. The things that they have done, because they have tried to do things to hurt me tremendously. Okay, so I wanted to let y'all know the truth. And I am going to try to find the original video to see if it's still up. I may have taken it down only because they were trying to pervert something that was not perverted. And there's record of it. Okay? There is record of it. Since I've lived in this house, they have filed false CPS reports only twice. Every single time they send somebody, they check the records. They can go all the way back to DeKalb County. And I think I'm going to get the records from there as well before they do away with them. I can promise these people that you won't win. You're not going to destroy my life, and you're not going to destroy my reputation, period. Okay? You're not. And it's been going on for years, and these people just will not let it go. Every single time, I guess somebody wants to get tripped into that sector or gain some kind of notoriety in that sector, they feel like, oh, but the people always regret it. That is a very sick and vile and disgusting thing to do, what they have been doing. So I want to let people know, don't let these trolls fool you. They're trolls. And it's also certain people on here, like I said, I guess they want to be witches or something. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's totally ridiculous, and it is not a part of my spiritual journey whatsoever. It has nothing to do with my karma. I've never done anything to deserve it. Okay, I'm not getting karma, because they'll say something stupid like, "Oh, you're getting your karma." Like, no, I'm not, because what have I done? Literally, before I came on this website and linked up with certain people, my life was quiet. My life was peaceful. And I truly believe that if I would have just came on here and started my witchy business and not ever spoke to any of these crazy people, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have happened. The problem was that obviously people that I couldn't trust came to this website, linked up with other people, and decided to start stalking me. Okay. Now, the problem is that when you start bringing up things from the past and when you start doing certain things, actually, in reality, there are quite a few people that I can prosecute for stalking. If they want to go there with me, then fine. Yeah, I truly believe that it's probably time, especially this one lady from Kansas City, Missouri. She is extremely mentally ill. She can't seem to let go of this crap. She's hanging around people and supporting them. So, obviously, if I were not telling the truth, I would just ignore them. I would. But since I'm being completely honest and telling the truth, I have no reason to hide these people. If anything, all of them are grown. They should hide themselves. Okay. They should, just come clean. And the crazy part about it is that none of them are stupid. None of these people are stupid. All of these people know that they're full of crap, but they'll still do it because what? Because they're haters, because they're hateful, because they're vile and very vindictive people. Okay. Also, another thing that they are lying about again, and I'm gonna go ahead and press charges against these people, all of them. The lady from Kansas City, Missouri, I'm gonna press charges against her for stalking because it seems kind of weird that every time this lady comes around, all of a sudden, because she should make that clear if she was really a good person, which I guess these people being a good person is not a virtue for them. But I'm going to go ahead and file charges against her because she keeps hanging around these people that are harassing me and telling lies on me. I have never had sex with an underage girl. Never have I done that. And it's so sick. Somebody like me should never have to say that. My ex bestie is so mentally ill and crazy and deranged that she got upset that I ended the friendship and she came to YouTube to tell lies on me. And she's either going to have to tell the truth or get prosecuted. She was trying to get me killed. Can you imagine how a lie like that can ruin somebody's life? And these people are not intelligent enough to know that, well, if something like that was going on, why didn't she report it before, which it never was? Why didn't she report it? So you mean to tell me that I just went 20 years just running around here and a whole pedophile? No, that's not what happened. Okay. And I don't even want to get into what happened, but I can tell you that never happened. In fact, I've already told the whole story. I think these people just love hearing the same story over and over again, like a freaking bedtime story or something. She was friends with my oldest son's father. It was his family members, and I'm talking about all of them that were having sex with this girl at a young age. They were all men. I never was involved with it. I never was even there. If something like that was going on, I would leave, which things like that did happen. I would show up at my boyfriend's house and he would be in the house having some kind of threesome or gangbang with her, and I would turn around and walk away. And that's the God to honest truth. Okay, of course, an older black guy is not, and see, this is all her fault because she should have never came to this website and lied on me. So of course an older black guy is not going to like the fact that him and his family is being exposed. I mean, I think at least two of the dudes have died since or either got killed or whatever, so they're not even alive. But my son's father is still alive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, none of that is true. Like, and it's totally preposterous for me to have to even deal with that. And how do you prove that the shit is not true? So eventually I am going to press charges against her. I feel that she should go to jail for telling that lie on me, for these friggin' perverts. Also, another thing, here's another part of the story that I've already told, and I just want to put it behind me, which is why I don't keep the videos up, because my YouTube experience should not be about this sick lady, this sick girl. Okay? It should not be about that. But she attempted to have sex with me when she was young, and I pushed her off of me. In fact, I was never the aggressor. This girl was 14 years old and aggressively tried to have sex with me at my apartment. I was 19 years old. She was 14 years old. She was trying to aggressively have sex with me. She jumped on top of me. The father of my oldest son had to come in my bedroom and pull her off of me. Now, would you believe that or the latter? If I was this traumatizing person that did these traumatizing things to her, who reacts by stalking a person? You would go to the police. And I told her years ago, I said, if that happened, go to the police about it and I'll see you in court. She's not going to do that because then she would really be guilty of perjury. She would be guilty of filing a false police report. So she's not going to do that because she knows that that's false. In fact, when I was 19 years old, I was not dumb, okay? You know, I knew the girl was underage. So I was not going to touch her like that. Absolutely ridiculous. And somebody that has been aggressively stalking me, aggressively, who do you think would be the aggressor? She's a very aggressive person. I mean, she stalks people that she only met up with twice. So we all know her pattern, okay? And like, you know, when she was coming to the website stalking this guy, which, you know, that's kind of what they do in that sector. You know, it still spoke to her character, you know, because she had only met up with him twice. It ain't like they had anything real. Because we all knew that she was stalking him just to get him to stalk me. So these people are literally stalking people to stalk other people. They're hooking up with people to stalk another person. And it is very sick. And I don't want any involvement with it. Hold on a second, y'all. So anyway, guys, so some of these witches on here thought, well, even though I don't know if this is the truth, which they did know because they've heard me tell them the truth this whole time, and none of them that speak for that crap are psychic. They are all frauds if they're saying that, if they're claiming that, because if you were actually a psychic, you could see that old girl was lying. But you know, some of them would try to light candles to make it believable. And I just, for years, I've been getting this negative energy thrown at me for something that I did not do. You will not ever get away with freaking harassing an innocent person. I am 1000% innocent, 100,000% innocent of all of that crap. And these people are just pieces of dog crap. So I'm gonna go and see if the original video was up. But literally when the trolls tried to report that, I was like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna see if I actually still have the live up to where I was responding to it. I may have been responding from another channel, but I feel that my viewers deserve to know what these people are doing. And it is absolutely disgusting, and these people will continue to suffer. They will suffer until they tell the truth. And even as a witch, I can't make that happen. I can't make them suffer, which they obviously are suffering because they cannot let it go. If you're telling the truth about something, then you just speak the truth and you move on. But these people come back every year, coincidentally during the holidays for some reason, but they come back every year with the same crap. And at the end of the day, just like this new person, just like the rest. The crazy part about it is that some of these guys that I've ran into on here, I used to have a channel called Bigotry Free TV, and I would speak about, uh, you know, child rape and stuff like that because not that it's happened to me as a child, like as a small child. I mean, if it did, I would have no memory of it, but um I would speak about it, about certain things, because I've always been a child's rights activist, okay? And so I remember telling this story about this little baby that was raped in an African village. And it was so graphic what had happened to this child. I am not going to repeat it, but I stated in that video that I felt that 90% of those men in that village needed to die because they let it happen. And that's exactly what I said. I do believe that a grown man that rapes a newborn baby deserves to die. Yes, kill it with fire. Okay, like, are you freaking kidding me? Like you're gonna rape a little baby and we're gonna expect for you to live? Sure, okay, but that's how I felt about it because it was so heartbreaking. The little girl was like very sick and she had to have like all of her innards taken out of her. It was absolutely freaking disgusting. And, so I think that that's where some of those guys that came from. Um, so yeah. And I truly believe that there's got to be a reason why these guys have such an extreme hatred for me. And at the same time, they're always talking about sex with kids. It's disgusting. In fact, whenever I watch that sector, when they start talking about that, I close off. Like, I don't even watch them for real. But when they start talking like that, it's not entertaining for me. I just close it out. Like, don't nobody want to sit and talk about that, just in general freaking conversation. So something's definitely up. And I've been dealing with these people for years. Their numbers have dwindled a whole lot. They have consistently chased me around the internet with this bull crap. And this newest one, he will get that work just like the rest of them. And I don't have to go through a bunch of changes, do an intricate ritual because I'm telling 1000% the truth and I'm 1000% innocent. And so he'll get that work, he'll get got. Just the fact that you even went there, whoever told you to go there, that's really, really messed up. That could potentially ruin a person's life. But I believe that it was witchcraft that delivered me from that evil because that is disgusting. These people are narcissistic, they are soulless, and they are sociopaths. And if you ever have that issue, witchcraft is the best way to go. I'm just saying. because if it were not for, you know what I'm saying, because like whenever they'll do that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying, of course there's a whole bunch of new rituals that I have learned since then, and new ways to do spiritual work that I'm not going to speak of. But of course, back then, you know what I'm saying, I would do rituals to where let the truth come out, let people know the truth. Let people know the truth that what they are saying is not the truth. So if I weren't telling the truth, then there would be no consciousness of the truth. Okay, there would be no consciousness of the truth. The truth would not exist. If I were truly lying or have done something, then there would be no way that I would still be here standing 7 years later. And they have came back consistently every year. That is why everybody in that sector I want in jail. They deserve to go to jail. I believe, and I believe it's probably written somewhere in law. It depends on what the slander is. You slander somebody in that way, you deserve to go to jail. Everybody in that sector that has said that and that has not came clean about it deserves to go to jail. And if you're saying it today, you definitely deserve to go to jail. You don't slander a person in that way. Okay, so I just wanted to come and go over that with you guys because I've asked them several times, hello, using logic. If I were keeping a secret like that about this woman that to me she's not all that. Like I don't know why I think that it makes her feel good about herself to think that somebody would throw their life away for her. Why would I bring her to YouTube? I'm the one that brought her to YouTube on an old channel of mine that got flagged, my Terry Cloth 97 channel. Why would I bring her on YouTube? If I were harboring something like that, you know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, until she comes clean about it, things are not going to be right for her. And I think that it is very difficult when you have lied on somebody to tell the truth. Eventually, she's going to have to. Eventually. Okay, she's going to have to. And, while these people, um, what I want to say about the whole situation is that I've had a great success in spite of what they have been doing. But nothing was more difficult than the judgment of dating a man on here, which I'm not going to get into because we've spoken about that. That is not something, my personal life is not something that I'm going to discuss on this website. I'm just not going to do it. Okay, so I don't owe anybody an explanation about my personal private life as far as, who I am personally involved with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it's been pretty disgusting. I will tell y'all that. And I don't get stressed out about it, but I said, let me go over here and talk to them because this guy, and I'm going to tell you something. Nothing good ever comes to any of those people until they come clean about it. Okay, because basically what you're doing is you're trying to put guilt on an innocent person. Okay, and this is totally new to everybody that like this was never discussed. It's never been a thing, okay? It's never been a thing at all because it's just never existed. You see what I'm saying? So, and I personally think that she and the other chick encouraged even the trolls to take that stupid screenshot. Okay, I believe that that comes from the same place. And it's all about you won't be my friend. Well, why would I ever look at you like a friend? You'd have to be a complete nutcase to expect somebody to be your friend after that. Okay, you had one of them that was claiming that she's met me, that we went to high school together. She had all these false memories. I've never met this woman a day in my life. I don't know why it was so important for her to lie and say that me and her knew each other. I didn't know her. Never have met her one day in my life ever. Okay, so yeah, that's just what it is. And so anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. And I will see you guys later because I am getting ready to relax. I can finally relax. Um, and I'm getting ready to take a nap. So, pretty much just to give y'all some advice as far as with spell work. Um, Specifically, you have to do spell work to clear yourself of people's lies. Now, if a person is telling the truth about you, then you can't clear the truth. But a lie you can always clear with witchcraft. You can. And it don't have to take 6 months or 2 weeks. Okay. It can happen overnight. And I see that that's what I'm going to have to do. But I already have some work going over here. I'll show it to y'all. Okay. Yeah, I don't play that mess. You're not gonna run around here with my reputation. You see those scales? Probably can't barely see them, but yeah. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I get down. Okay. I'll catch y'all later. Okay. Narcissistic people beware. I will destroy you and your lies and the ground that you stand on. Okay. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Peace. Blessings.